story we're going to read today is called Amazing Grace. You're going to need your Amazing Grace worksheet labeled Amazing Grace at the top. And then listen along for the things that Grace likes to play. She likes to play different characters. So on this page, you're going to draw and write on this side about a character that she likes to play. And then on the back side, you're going to write and draw about a character that you might like to play. So, be listening for the different characters as I read Amazing Grace. As you can see in the title, the girl's name is Grace. The words are written by Mary Hoffman, and the pictures are illustrated by Caroline Bench. I'm going to turn this over and read the first 4 lines on the back cover. Charming, energetic, amazing Grace always lets her talent shine. From those four lines, what do you know already about Grace? Is she like you or someone you might know? In this book, some children tell Grace that she cannot do something that she really wants to do. Let's listen to find out what happens and what Grace does about it. Amazing Grace. Grace was a girl who loved stories. She didn't mind if they were read to her or told to her or made up in her own head. She didn't care if they were from books or movies or out of Nana's long memory. Grace just loved stories. And after she had heard them, and sometimes while they were still going on, Grace would act them out. And she always gave herself the most exciting part. Look carefully at this illustration. What do you know so far about Grace's life at home? This word Nana is another word for grandma. Grace went into battle as Joan of Arc and wove a wicked web as Anansi the spider. Why might Grace like being Joan of Arc and Anansi? She hid inside the wooden horse at the gates of Troy. She went exploring for lost kingdoms. She sailed the 7 seas with a peg leg and a parrot. She was Aladdin rubbing his magic lamp to make the genie appear, and Mowgli in the backyard jungle. Most of all, Grace loved to act out adventure stories, and fairy tales. When there was no one else around, Grace played all the parts herself. She set out to seek her fortune, with no companion but her trusty cat, and found a city with streets paved in gold. Sometimes she could get Ma and Nana to join in, when they weren't too busy. Then she was Dr. Grace, and their lives were in her hands. What are some of the different parts that Grace likes to play? We saw that she likes to play Joan of Arc, Anansi, Aladdin, Mowgli, and a doctor. One day, Grace's teacher said they would do the play Peter Pan. Grace knew who she wanted to be. When she raised her hand, Raj said, "You can't be Peter. That's a boy's name." But Grace kept her hand up. "You can't be Peter Pan," whispered Natalie. "He isn't black." But Grace kept her hand up. "All right," said the teacher. "Lots of you want to be Peter Pan, so we'll have auditions next week to choose parts." She gave them words to learn. An audition is a time to try out for a part in a play. You show to others how well you can talk, act, sing, like the character you want to be. When Grace got home, she seemed sad. "What's the matter?" asked Ma. "Raj said I couldn't be Peter Pan because I'm a girl." "That just shows what Raj knows," said Ma. "A girl can be Peter Pan if she wants to." Grace cheered up. Then later she remembered something else. "Natalie says I can't be Peter Pan because I'm black," she said. Ma looked angry, but before she could speak, Nana said, "It seems Natalie is another one who don't know anything. You can be anything you want, Grace, if you put your mind to it." What does Grace tell Ma and Nana? How does Ma and Nana help her? On Saturday, Nana told Grace they were going out. In the afternoon, they caught a bus and train into town. Nana took Grace to a grand theater. The sign outside read, "Rosalie Wilkins in Romeo and Juliet," in sparkling lights. "Are we going to the ballet, Nana?" asked Grace. "We are, honey, but first I want you to look at this picture." Grace looked up and saw a beautiful young ballerina in a tutu. Above the dancer it said, "Stunning, new Juliet." "That one is little Rosalie from back home in Trinidad," said Nana. "Her granny and me, we grew up together on the island. She's always asking me, do I want tickets to see her Rosalie dance? So this time, I said yes." What does Grace learn from her Nana? Did you notice that she and the ballerina had something in common? After the ballet, Grace played the part of Juliet, dancing around her room in her imaginary tutu. "I can be anything I want," she thought. On Monday, the class met for auditions to choose who was best for each part. When it was Grace's turn to be Peter, she knew exactly what to do and all the words to say. She had been Peter Pan all weekend. She took a deep breath and imagined herself flying. When it was time to vote, the class chose Raj to be Captain Hook and Natalie to be Wendy. There was no doubt who would be Peter Pan. Everyone voted for Grace. "You were fantastic," whispered Natalie. Why do you think everyone votes for Grace to be Peter Pan? Did she practice hard for that part? The play was a big success, and Grace was an amazing Peter Pan. After it was all over, she said, "I feel as if I could fly all the way home." "You probably could," said Ma. "Yes," said Nana. "If Grace puts her mind to it, she can do anything she wants." Let's read this last sentence again. If Grace puts her mind to it, she can do anything she wants. What does that teach you? Is there a lesson that we can take away from this story? If you put anything to your mind, if you put your mind to anything, can you do anything? It takes hard work and practice, but you can also achieve it. Alright, have fun filling out the different characters that Grace likes to play, and I can't wait to see the things that you come up with about what you like to play.